What if I told you that a tiny change to a job description could suddenly unlock a talent pool over 6 times bigger than what most companies are even seeing? Well, we're going to explore a massive shift in hiring that's changing everything. And it all starts with one pretty startling observation.
So picture this. An HR director is staring at 2 stacks of applications for the exact same job. And they realize that one stack isn't just bigger, it is dramatically better. I mean, what on earth could possibly create such a huge night and day difference?
Well, it turns out it all came down to one small change. On the left, you see the standard job description, the one requiring a bachelor's degree. That brought in about 47 applications. But on the right, for the same role, same company, same salary, they just swapped that one requirement out for a portfolio of completed projects. And the result? 289 applications. Yep, you did the math right. That's a 6.1 times larger applicant pool. Now, this isn't just a small tweak. It's a fundamental shift in who you can even reach. And that number, 6.1x, that is going to be the key to everything we're about to unpack.
Okay, so what does this 6.1x talent explosion actually look like in the real world? Let's break down the immediate, super measurable benefits for companies that decide to make this shift.
And look, this wasn't just a one-off fluke. A study by IQ Talent Partners found this trend happening all over the place. For tech roles, the talent pool blew up by a staggering 8.2 times. Even in fields like operations and sales, it grew by nearly 6 and 5 times. This is solid proof that companies are tapping into a massive, previously invisible market of really skilled people.
And these benefits? They go straight to the bottom line. By getting access to this bigger talent pool, companies saw cost savings of up to 22,500 euros for a single hire. I mean, think about it. That's money you're not spending on expensive recruiters or endless advertising, just by changing the criteria.
It's not just about saving money either. It's about speed. That same study found that making this one little change sped up the entire hiring cycle by 32%, a third faster. That means critical jobs get filled over a month sooner, which is a huge deal for keeping projects on track and keeping things productive.
So you might be thinking, okay, but if you're hiring faster and cheaper, does that mean you're sacrificing quality? Well, the data says the exact opposite. Companies actually saw up to a 12% improvement in one-year employee retention. And that tells you everything. You're not just filling a seat. You're hiring people who are a much better long-term fit, who are more engaged, and who actually stick around.
The numbers are just really compelling, right? But they do beg the question, why does this work so well? So let's dive into the data behind the shift to really understand the core idea at work here.
This whole concept, it has a name. It's called skills-based hiring. And it's actually really simple. You just stop using a degree as a stand-in for competence. And instead, you look for direct evidence that a person can do the job. You're measuring what they can do, not the credential they have.
And this just perfectly illustrates who gets left behind when you insist on a degree. You're shutting the door on self-taught experts, on boot camp grads with amazing portfolios, on military veterans with real-world leadership skills. You are literally filtering out the exact kind of motivated, resourceful people that you claim you want to hire in the first place.
And the scale of this is just massive. LinkedIn found that over a third of qualified candidates are getting automatically rejected just because they don't have a specific piece of paper. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Companies are basically creating their own talent shortages.
Okay, so if you stop looking at someone's GPA, what do you look at? Let's get practical here and explore how you actually measure what matters in this new skills-based world.
It really does require a total mindset shift in the interview process. See, the old questions were all about validating a credential. The new questions are about understanding capability. You stop asking things like, where did you go to school? And you start asking, show me what you've built. Talk me through a project you led.
So what does this portfolio of work actually look like? Well, for a marketing role, it's not a resume, it's proof. It's a collection of the actual campaigns they managed, showing the real metrics. It's case studies, published articles. It is the real work product, not just a summary of it.
And for a project manager, same idea. It's the real documentation from projects they've actually delivered. It's testimonials from the people they worked with. You're not asking them theoretical questions. You are evaluating the tangible evidence of their ability to get stuff done.
Now, as you can probably imagine, this huge shift in the hiring market is creating a pretty big ripple effect in education. It's no surprise that some institutions are now writing a completely new playbook to meet this demand.
A great example is the Paris School of Entrepreneurship. They've built their entire curriculum around this idea. Students there are required to build a portfolio. So they're publishing articles, they're working with real clients on consulting projects, they're even launching actual businesses, all while earning industry-recognized certificates. And here's the crucial point. The goal of the education isn't just to get a high grade on an exam. The goal is to create a body of work that an employer can look at and immediately understand what that student can do. The education itself becomes the portfolio.
So what does this all add up to in the long run? Let's look at the compounding advantage, the way the benefits start to stack up for companies that truly embrace this skills-first approach.
What's so cool is that the benefits just build on each other. So in year 1, you see those immediate wins. Faster, cheaper hiring. Awesome. But by years 2 and 3, you start to see better retention. And you notice these are the hires who are advancing faster internally. And then beyond that, you build a reputation as a place that values skill, which in turn attracts even more top talent. And that's really the key. The companies that got in on skills-based hiring early weren't just hiring better people. It was like they were fishing in a pond that their competitors didn't even know existed. They gained this powerful, almost unfair advantage in the war for talent.
This whole massive shift really boils down to one fundamental question, and it applies whether you're hiring or you're trying to get hired. Is what you're presenting just a simple record of your credentials, or is it a powerful portfolio that truly demonstrates what you can actually do? Because the answer to that question, well, it could change everything.